morning, sports fans, and welcome to Good Morning Olympics, your leading source of morning show news coverage of the 2012 Olympics.
Good morning. We've got a great show for you guys today. I'm really excited. It's a pretty great show, don't you think, Jeff?
I do think so. It's a great show. I think it's a really, really great show. Let's look at our top stories for today. Victoria Beckham's husband and star of the critically acclaimed documentary, Bend It Like Beckham, David Beckham, has refused to light the ceremonial torch, claiming he does not consider himself to be a true Olympian.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. Apparently, he's more what Britons call a real bum popper noggin cock.
A bum popper noggin cock. That's so sad.
It really is.
Another news tidbit here. Seems like Mitt Romney will be dancing in the Olympics with his horse Rafalka this year.
Mitt, running for president and competing in the Olympics. That's a real trifecta.
It is. According to Romney, winning a gold with Rafalka will only increase the retail price of the glue that one of his corporate subsidiaries makes from her. Isn't that savvy?
That's very savvy, Mitt.
So businessy.
Well, more on our top stories later, but for now, we're going to get the real 411 from our very own boots on the ground. Let's check in with our London correspondent, me. That's right, we are doing that. The atmosphere here in the heart of one of America's greatest cities is just... Oh, I'm sorry? I'm where? Oh. Well, here I am in London, and the atmosphere is just electrifying. Oh, and that would probably explain why all the military personnel talk so funny. I thought they were being coy, but then this guy gave me a good rubdown, and great news, he didn't find any firearms. London's great though. There's always music playing in the streets, and the dynamite cuisine, and the streets are flooded with Chinese people. Our intern has volunteered to take over my perch in the bushes behind Danny Boyle's trailer long enough for me to talk to you guys, and I'm glad he did because now I think I have this weird British rash. But I ran into Usain Bolt earlier this morning, and we had a nice chat until he successfully escaped from my sleeper hold. But all in all, everyone's having a great time and is really British, and I'd say the Olympics have been great success in London 2012. Back to you, me and Francis.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Jeff?
Thank you, Francis. Now, let's take a look at one of the other big stories this year as we profile a nation that is appearing for the first time at the 2012 Games.
That's right. It's time to take a closer look at Libya.
Libya is the largest nation on the Libyan subcontinent. With its balmy climate and thickly forested regions, Libya is the global leader in hardwood production.
It's amazing. Some environmentalists have become worried by the targeted deforestation taking place in the Libyan region, but most people seem to prefer it this way. Sadly, Libya has also seen a lot of bloodshed recently, which is why we have to blur it out on this map.
Libya will be marching in the Parade of Nations under their flag, recognizable by its pink center on a field of
초급과 승마 운동기가 우리 집으로 우리 집이 순식간에 푸른 초원으로 어른 들판을 달리는 듯 신나게 재미있게 즐겁게 무동력 승마운동 기구 자가 승마운동 기구 에이스 파워.
Well, I guess it's time to head to the mailbag now.
Fans wrote in telling us what they want to see at this year's Olympics. We don't really have that kind of power, but love our fans, and we're going to read their letters anyway.
Here's one from Dublin. Oh, exotique, huh? Fellow called Barney. Barney writes, Dear Good Morning Olympics, can I be in the Olympics? Best, Barney.
Oh, Barney, of course you can. It just takes hard work and dedication. I can tell, judging by your handwriting, that you have what it takes to be a real champion someday.
That's right. Just keep it up, Barney. Here's another one from Dublin.
Oh.
It's Barney again.
Oh.
Dear Francis and Jeff of Good Morning Olympics. I knew you were going to say that. I mean, can you guys get me into this year's Olympics? I'm really good at javelin. Regards, Barney.
We love our fans. Thanks, Barney.
Thanks, Barney.
All right, our last letter. Hold on. Oh, look at this. Looks like it is from Istanbul, and it is from Sven. Hi, Good Morning Olympics. Love the show. Do you have any predictions for who's going to win this year's games? Love, Sven.
Great question, Sven. And indeed, we do have some predictions to share with our viewers. We actually sat down with ourselves earlier today and put together our picks. Let's watch.
Well, Jeff, we've got a lot of different games and sports this year at the Olympics, making it increasingly difficult for any country to actually win the Olympics. But I've got my money on labia.
That's an excellent point, Francis, but it turns out there are hundreds of gold medals, and an athlete must only be good at one or two of the events to actually receive one.
This changes everything. Well, who do you think is going to win ice skating?
Todd Hamilton.
I think you mean Scott Hamilton.
I guess you're right. Who do you like in handballing this year?
Well, there was this one guy, Jesse, for a little while, but that's kind of fizzled out.
Oh,
so...
I mean Olympic handballing.
They do that there?
Well, that's all for Good Morning Olympics.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Stool.
So, stick around. Just stick around.